System 52262, Grand Prairie Grand Runway 17, taxiway, taxi wow.
17 via Alpha 52262. Okay. Taxi's on.
There you go. So you can pretty much pull up anywhere in here.
Okay. I'll make a long turn, a big turn.
Yeah. We'll try to stay clear of the taxiway that's at the end, just so if they have to go anywhere, they can get past us.
Yeah. So just about here?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Building's 12. Take off. Groups on control. Left. Right. Neutral. Elevators up. Down. Neutral. Elevator. Right. Left. Okay. Checked. Magneto test. Is it the wind?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whenever we go up to 1800 RPM, we just keep our hand on the yoke so it doesn't pull back real quick.
Okay. Left. Both. Right. Both. Okay, seconds check. Animator is good. The flow is good. Idle check. Okay. And landing lights is on.
Strobe lights on, and you can go ahead and do the nav light as well.
Okay, that light is on. I just text to the full show.
Yep.
Okay.
Purple 3 Bravo Sierra, runway 17, wind 15015, clear lane.
Alright, and then we'll turn over the tower's frequency.
Okay. Alright. Good?
Yep.
Okay. Grand Prairie Tower, Cessna 52262 is holding short runway 17, ready for departure south.
System 52262, Grand Prairie Tower, hold short, runway 17, landing traffic.
Hold short runway 17, 52262.
Cessna 262, clear for takeoff, runway 17.
17, clear for takeoff, 262. Okay.
Alright, so we'll just follow this taxiway line onto the runway where we will meet the center line for the runway.
Okay, last check, trims check, flaps up, okay.
Alright, so then just smoothly apply the throttle all the way to full.
Alright, take off.
There you go. Really easy on the rudders.
40.
And at 55, we'll start a very slow pullback. There we go.
Rotate.
There you go.
60.
And then you can actually lower the nose a little bit for 80. Perfect.
Okay.
Man, you're a pro.
Oh.
System 90810 Sierra Papa, Grand Prairie Grand Runway 17, taxiway, taxi Alpha.
Okay, 80.
There you go, and we're going to climb up to 2,500,
Okay.
and we'll maintain this 170 heading.
Alright. 2,500, 170. Is it like straight headwind?
Currently, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It could be possibly a little bit to our right.
That's what I was kind of thinking, because it's pushing a little to the right now.
Alright, so have you been studying the maneuvers?
NANI? I mean, I've been keep reading it, but
Yeah.
never actually done it.
Cessna 980 Sierra Papa and Cessna 262 for exchange Bert.
Frequency change approved. 560, thank you.
Okay, so we can either do one of two things.
Okay.
Either one, I can show you the maneuvers and then you do them, and we'll do them kind of together.
Yeah.
Or we can just start right off the bat, just us kind of working on it together. I'll tell you what to do, and then you do it. And that can be like the type of teaching that we do. So whichever you feel like you need most. If you want to see it first, that's totally fine.
I mean, yeah, you can show me once and then I'll try it.
Perfect.
And then if you don't like it, you can just show me again.
Yeah. Alright, and once you get to your altitude, you can just lower the nose a little bit, and then you can start bringing the throttle back to about anywhere from 21 to 2300 RPM.
Yep.
It's a good cruising. Alright, so now we're going to perform 2 clearing turns, 90 degrees. One to the left, one to the right.
Okay.
The easiest way to do this is look at whatever arrow or whatever heading that arrow is pointing to, and then just fly to that heading.
Alright.
Because that's perfectly 90 degrees. Same for like 180 and 90 degrees in the opposite direction.
And you want me to do the 30-degree bank whenever I do this?
You can just keep wings level with that second line. It tends to be about 15 degrees.
Okay. Alright, left turn. More. There you go. Oops. Okay. Right turn. Was there traffic? Oh, never mind. There was cloud.
Oh.
Something.
Yeah, sometimes these bugs can kind of look like traffic too.
Yeah. Okay. Level out.
Alright, so my control?
Your control.
My controls. So we'll first show you slow flight. So we gotta pick a reference point. We'll choose those white buildings in front of us. They're called silos.
Okay, yeah, silos.
Alright, so this is literally exactly what it sounds like. Flying at the minimum controllable airspeed. There we go. So we're at 4,500. So all we have to do is pull the throttle back to 1,500. As we do that, we'll bring the nose up slightly just to maintain 4.5.
Yep.
First notch of flaps in.
Okay.
We'll lower the nose a little bit so we don't climb. Below 85. Second and third notch can go in. Once again, applying a little bit of forward pressure if needed.
Yep.
Just to maintain 4.5.
Okay.
Some days you'll need a little bit more forward pressure than others.
Yeah.
So there's 55. We're keeping 55 with our pitch. And now I'm going to go ahead and start adding that throttle because I'm already anticipating that we're going to descend.
Yeah.
So somewhere about 2,000 RPM is a good setting point. And then you just have to make small adjustments. So if you start descending, just add more throttle.
Yep.
If you start climbing, take throttle out.
Okay. And pitch for the airspeed, right?
Yep. Okay. So if we started to slow down, just lower the nose. If we start to speed up, bring the nose up.
Yep.
And we'll start the maneuver whenever you're ready.
Alright, I have control.
Here are controls.
Okay. Throttle back.
Yep.
To 1,500.
Perfect.
Maintain pitch. Flash down.
So that little rise of the nose is what you kind of fight against there. There you go.
Flash 20.
And see, sometimes you get the rise of the nose, sometimes you don't. So it just kind of depends.
Flash full, and I'll add power.
Perfect.
2,000. I'll pitch down for the airspeed for now.
Yep. And then you may need just a little bit of right rudder.
Yeah.
Just to keep you from turning. There you go.
There
Perfect.
Okay, I'll pitch down a bit down. Add more power, pitch down. Okay.
Looks pretty good.
Yep.
Alright, turn me to 120.
120.
There you go, so just lower that nose a little bit.
Yep.
Perfect. You're still good.
The airspeed keeps dropping, so.
Yep, that's okay.
Okay.
Alright. And go ahead and recover.
Recover, full throttle.
Yep, and then just lower the nose a little bit to maintain that altitude.
Flaps 20.
There you go. And as
Flaps
you
10.
Perfect. Alright, and keep
flaps
that
10.
nose up just a little bit. That way you don't descend during those flaps coming out.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, so the requirements for slow flight is you want to remain within plus or minus 100 feet. So if you start at 4.5, you don't want to go above 4.6, you don't want to go below 4.4.
Yeah.
Plus or minus 10 on the heading. As long as you find your reference point and you stick your nose on that reference point the whole time, you're fine. And then in terms of airspeed, you just don't want to hear the stall warning horn.
Okay.
Right? So you were perfectly fine even though you slowed down to 50 a few times.
Yeah.
Perfectly within standards. We didn't hear the stall warning horn.
So whenever they ask us to turn while slow flying, do I need to pick a new reference point?
Nope. So at that point, you're just flying to that specific heading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you just roll out whenever the heading indicator is showing that you're getting close.
All right, gotcha.
All right, let's go ahead and turn back over to our silos real quick.
Okay.
All right, my controls.
You have control.
My controls. All right, so this next one is a power off stall.
All right.
Simulating that we're stalling coming into landing. So we'll be in the landing configuration, full flaps.
Full flaps.
And we'll be slowing down to 65.
Okay.
Where we'll reduce throttle and then start to pitch up.
At the same RPM, right?
So we'll pull back to 1500.
Yeah.
So the only difference here, because it's the same setup as slow flight, the only difference is you want all of those flaps in before you get to 65.
Okay.
So you'll have to work a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
All right, so power back to 15. That airspeed will start to drop pretty quick.
Yep.
First notch of flaps, make sure once again you push down a little bit.
Yep.
That'll help you maintain an airspeed a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Immediately into 85, you can put in second and third notch. Only like a second or two in between.
Yep.
So now we actually have time to slow down to 65. We're not in a rush. There's 65, which is our approach speed.
Okay.
We'll pull up just enough to cover the horizon with our nose. We'll place it there for a second, but as we get slower, we'll introduce a little bit more back pressure. So there it is. Full throttle, first notch of flaps out right away.
Yep.
We're speeding up to 62, so I'll lower the nose just a little bit. And then we're climbing out at 62, so this is also the difference between slow flight. You want an actual positive climb before you bring that notch of flaps up. And then
up to 10 degrees, right?
Yeah. And then you'll lower the nose just a little bit more to speed up to 74.
Okay.
Where once again you'll climb out before you bring up that last notch of flaps. That first notch of flaps right away.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no particular speed for that.
Okay. But so for the power off stall though, they don't give you the specific altitude limit?
Nope. So the only limit for that is you don't want to descend more than 200 feet.
Okay.
And as long as you're maintaining your altitude as you set up, you shouldn't.
All right.
They're pretty much just saying we don't want you to excessively stall. So, or wait too long to recover.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the recovery, you're supposed to climb out, so it's okay to gain altitude.
Okay. Okay, let me go back up to 4,500 real quick. All right, so I have control.
Your controls.
Okay. Idle.
Yep, and just keep that nose up.
Pressure. Flaps 10. Oh, keep the nose up, my bad.
Yep, there you go. But once you put in the flaps, you can lower it a little bit.
Yep. Flaps 20.
And then you can pretty much immediately go flaps 30.
Flaps
there you go. 65, throttle to idle.
Idle.
And pitch up.
Pitch up.
And then the slower we get, the more back pressure you need. So keep pulling back a little bit at a time. A little bit, little bit. There it is.
Stalling, full throttle. Flaps 20. Is it 20?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go, and you'll climb out at 62.
Alright. Alright, climbing out, flaps 10. And lower the nose a bit.
And then you'll climb out at 74. Make sure you get that positive rate of climb.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, flaps up. Oh, flaps up. And climb, okay.
Alright, you want to try that one more time?
Yep.
Cool.
Alright.
Alright, we'll speed ourselves back. Alright, so here we're simulating that we're stalling during departure.
Yeah.
Alright, so no flaps because we don't use flaps during takeoff.
Yep. No flaps.
So power back to 15.
Alright.
And we're just maintaining our altitude, and that's how we're going to slow down. So we're going to maintain 4.6 the entire time. And while this is kind of happening, we can look around, make sure there's no traffic.
Uh-huh.
Which we're at the right altitude going to the west, so we should be good.
Yeah.
Alright, the slower we get, the more back pressure we need, because the slower we get, the heavier the nose gets.
Okay.
So it tends to want to drop.
Yeah.
Alright, we're slowing down to 55, which is our rotation speed.
Uh-huh.
At 55, we're just going to smoothly apply throttle to full, also adding right rudder.
Uh-huh.
And we're just slowly pitching up. We don't want to go any more than that top black line right there.
Yep.
But as we get slower, we will introduce just a little bit more back pressure.
Okay.
So there it is. You barely feel it. And then you just lower the nose below the horizon, let yourself speed up.
Uh-huh.
We're going to speed up to 74. At 74, we'll bring that nose back up for a climb.
Okay.
Both of these stalls, you're looking for a climb.
Uh-huh.
Once you get that climb going, you can return back to cruise. And since I added nose up trim, I can add nose down trim to kind of help me out.
Yep.
And that's it. All right, let's go ahead and turn back to the east because that sun's just brutal.
Yep.
All right, so we've got our reference point.
Yep.
Remember, this one doesn't need flaps, so you can go ahead and bring that throttle back to idle. We don't have any like airspeed restrictions in order to put flaps in, so we're pretty good.
All right.
You can start at any airspeed. There you go, and we're just maintaining this altitude. So a little bit at a time, we're adding back pressure.
Yep.
There you go. We're just keeping our nose on that east heading.
Yep. 60.
There's 55. So just smoothly apply that throttle and introducing that right rudder, keeping our wings level.
Yep.
So we'll kind of use our peripherals to make sure our wings are level.
Yeah.
And then we just slowly keep that pitch going. A little bit more back pressure.
Okay.
There's that buffet. And then what airspeed are we climbing, or accelerating to?
72.
74. 74. And then we'll bring that nose up a little bit for the climb.
All right. 74.
There you go.
All right.
And then you can return back to cruise.
All right. Now I'll just keep it at 5. Oh, not 5,000. What do you want me to just go up?
Go ahead and just send us down to 4,500.
Okay.
And since we have time, and since it's so smooth out, I'll go ahead and just show you a steep turn as well.
Okay.
As this ended up going pretty quick.
Yep. You're welcome.
I know, you're making it really easy for me right now.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, so my controls.
Okay, you have control.
My controls. So what we're going to do, once again, we're going to find a reference point. We'll choose the right side of this lake right here.
Okay.
And we're trimming ourselves out for 4,500 at 95 knots. So this could technically take a little while.
Yeah.
Once you get to 4,500, just try to maintain that with your pitch. And then we'll just add some throttle to kind of speed us up. Keeping in mind, if we add throttle, we may have to lower the nose a little bit.
Alright. You said 90 knots, right?
95.
Oh, 95, okay.
Yeah. That's a pretty good maneuvering speed for us. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll into 45-degree bank.
Okay.
That's in between these two white stripes right here.
So as long as just, because I don't see any reference for
Yeah, it's just right in the middle of them.
Okay.
So right before that screw right there, if you see it.
Got it, yeah.
Okay. So then we're going to roll in 45 degrees. We'll add just a little bit of throttle and a little bit of back pressure. Because remember, as we add that bank, we're losing that vertical component of lift.
Yep.
So that's why we add back pressure to keep our altitude, and that's why we add a little bit of throttle to keep our airspeed. All right, the horizon is a little bit difficult to see at the moment. But
a little high,
yeah, if you're a little high, just lower the nose a little bit.
Okay.
If you're a little fast, you can take some throttle out. There we go. So you can think of this as the exact opposite of slow flight. So you're using your pitch for your altitude and your throttle for your airspeed when you're in a bank.
Okay.
And then just regular cruise flight, you're using pretty much both of them.
Yep.
All right, and then you just roll wings level at your point.
So how do I know, like, I should start releasing the bank?
It kind of just depends on how quickly you're turning. So this was actually kind of a slow turn.
Yeah.
So the moment that you see your point and you're about 10 or 20 degrees off, you can just slowly start rolling out.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're coming in fast, you might want to give yourself a little bit more time.
Okay.
All right, so your controls.
All right, I have control.
And we'll kind of just trim ourselves out for 95 knots, 4,500. Using that right corner as our reference point.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, looks like we're pretty good.
All right, we're set. Yep, into the left turn?
Yeah, left turn. Go ahead and roll into the 45-degree bank. Go ahead and add a little bit of back pressure and a little bit of power.
00 popper approved, runway 17, 115 popper.
There you go, so it shows that we're descending a little bit. You can just bring that nose up, perfect. It won't take a whole lot. We're just trying to maintain that nose on the horizon.
Yeah.
And I know it's a little bit difficult to see it.
Yeah.
There you go. We're descending just a little bit so we can bring that nose up. Perfect. Alright. Good job.
Alright.
That was well within standards. So standards for this, plus or minus 100. For the altimeter, plus or minus 10 for the airspeed, plus or minus 10 for the heading.
Perfect.
They all start 100. Alright, so then there's also the right turn for the steep turn. So the only difference for the right turn is your visual reference. So instead of placing the nose on the horizon, you're pretty much putting the horizon like on the dashboard. So it's going to slice through like the corner of your dashboard.
Okay. Alright, I'll just make
yeah, it's kind of like a 100.
Yeah. Let me check. 95. Alright. Right.
There you go. Remember to add just a little bit of back pressure, a little bit of power. So we're descending just a little bit. There you go.
Okay.
And make sure to keep that 45-degree bank in there.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, the right turn, for some reason, it's like a little bit more difficult to keep that 45-degree bank in there. It seems pretty steep.
Yep.
There you go. Keep that bank in. There you go. Doing good. Just a little bit more bank.
Oh. Really weird.
There you go. Got it.
Okay.
Alright. Perfect. There you go.
There you go.
Good job.
No, it was out of standard though.
1150 clear line.
Alright, so do you want to try it to the left one more time?
No, to the right.
To the right? Okay.
Because it feels like right is much harder than the left.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Alright, we will get ourselves trimmed out and then we'll start a turn to the right.
I don't need to like change trains whenever I'm doing steep turn though, right?
So some people do if they feel like they can't keep the nose up well enough. In that case, you can add some nose up trim.
Okay.
Me personally, as a student, I always liked doing it myself because I felt more in control.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if you get to the point where you feel like it's really hard to pull back and keep that nose up, then yeah, you can add some nose up trim.
Okay. Alright, I am set.
Perfect.
Right turn.
Alright, remember to bring that nose up and add a little bit of power.
Yep. I think I have too much power. No.
There you go, you got it.
Yep.
Keep that bank in there just a little bit longer.
Yep.
There you go.
Speed.
Perfect, you're doing okay.
Brakes.
Alright, a little bit more bank, just a little bit. There you go.
Power. Oh.
Yep, that was our wake,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. Means we maintained our altitude pretty good.
Yep.
Alright, there you go.
Alright.
So I think the point where we started to descend is just like during that round out, we kind of lower the nose a little bit. So if you keep the nose up when you round out, you'll keep your altitude.
Alright. Got it.
Alright, cool. Let's turn to a north heading.
Runway turn left taxiway Delta, taxi to
And we will head back to the school.
Alright.
Advise on Mr. Contact, you have information whiskey. Grand Prix Airport information whiskey 2355 Zulu weather, wind 150 at 10. Weather's been in 5005, temperature 29er, dew point 12, altimeter 29er, 902. Bridge approaching you, land in party runway 17. Advise on Mr. Contact, you have information whiskey. Okay. Top tab with whiskey. This is a 5219 Victor, Grand Prairie Tower, squawk 0422, proceed to the dam and then left downwind, runway 17, report downwind. Squawk 0422, proceed to dam and report left downwind, runway 17, that's about 19 Victor.
That's one, Jay.
Yep.
I'll just go ahead and make a call right now, or...
Yep, yeah. So once it gets below 11, I always do.
Okay. Grand Prairie Tower, Cessna 52262 is 10 miles southeast. Request full stop. I have information with you.
Perfect.
System 52262, Grand Prairie Tower, squawk 0451, and pass east of the marina, report left downwind, runway 17.
Squawk 0451, report the marina, report the downwind, 52262.
We'll pass east of the marina at 262.
I can't believe you've done this.
So that one's kind of like a strange call. So sometimes instead of saying reporting the northeast corner of the lake, they'll tell you to pretty much proceed directly to the left downwind, but stay to the east of the marina, which is the blue buildings right there.
Oh, okay.
And the only reason for that is because outgoing traffic stays to the west of the marina.
Oh.
So pretty much they're just saying stay away from them.
50 Papa, 8 miles west, 2500.
We are getting a little slow, so I'll bump in just a little bit of throttle and allow myself to lower the nose.
Grand Prairie Tower, Skyhawk 313 Alpha Alpha, over Joe Pool Lake, landing with whiskey. Skyhawk 313 Alpha Alpha, Grand Prairie Tower,
so as we get closer,
left downwind for runway 17, pass east of the marina. Before left downwind 17, east of the marina.
All the way to idle.
So it's a 3 Alpha Alpha,
we're going to round out. It's going to look like we're flying straight and level. Oop. Once we get that sync rate, we bring the nose up for the flare. And we'll just pick up this taxiway line and we'll get off.
Yep.
Cessna 262, taxi to park.
Taxi to park, 262, have a great night.
You too, bye-bye.
Alright, we'll add a little bit of throttle just to get us past the hold short line.
Security checklist, lights off, lane lights off, beacon lights off, ELT, silent check.
313 Alpha Alpha,
Okay,
left downwind 17 for the option.
Yeah, avionics off.
Runway 17, wind 1507, clear for the option.
Avionics. Perfect.
Alright.
Alright.